Hello, this is Ellen Petronella, and I'm sitting here on a bench in a park in Paris, and it's magical with some sunshine, and I thought I want to bring you along. I want to bring you along just how I actually add my stitches into my stitch journal. I've got it right here, and whenever I'm out, I tend to have a backpack, and inside of the backpack I usually like to keep these little pouches because, well, for one, I can have my stitch journal protected, easily accessible inside, as well as I can keep a few pieces of floss in there as well. And it makes it all accessible. I genuinely believe that a huge part of a successful creative practice is accessibility and mobility. I would never be able to do this much stitchery if I wasn't able to bring it with me out. If I wasn't having these pouches lying around. Some of them contain crochet projects. I've got different pouches for different embroidery projects, genuinely just so that it's always a grab and go, and I know that whenever I need a few minutes to just breathe, ground myself, I can pick it up from my backpack and add a few stitches and go on with my day. It's about finding ways to integrate the small creative practices into your daily life. Hand embroidery is fantastic for that, and especially the stitch journal. You know, I've had this stitch journal for 2 years now. I'm going to show you. Some days I just add some days I just do a few running stitches. Other days I'm using it to write affirmations, quotes, words that I need to just remind myself of, things I want to remember. I've put this together. It's a hardcover also to make it easier to bring along, put in my backpack without it getting destroyed, or risking it getting all crunched up, if you will. All of the pages are stitched into the cover in advance, so I'm stitching it directly into it, because this is actually one of the most frequently asked questions, like, how do you embroider into it when the pages are attached? It's super easy. I'm going to show you right now. This is how I'm usually sitting on a bench, and I put it in my lap. If I'm sitting at home, I put it on a table that I can have it in front of me, just like this. Let's see, here's a piece of floss that's hanging. I'll just thread my needle. Maybe I cross my leg a little bit. I find that more comfortable. And I simply turn the book around depending on how it's easiest. I'm right-handed. I take up a page and I start stitching. Again, it's about accessibility, about facility, reducing the amount of steps that it requires you to just get started. I love doing painting and drawing and these types of things as well, but for example, painting, I find that I tend to need, well, a clean space, enough space on the table, and well, obviously when you have children, that isn't always accessible and available to the same extent, but also a little bit longer space of time. Right now, I know that I have about 5 minutes before I need to run away, and my children are bored of playing in the playground. So, and we're going to be heading on, and I can just pick up my stitch journal. I add a few stitches, doing here some running stitches. I'll show them to you. And you see how I'm holding it? And it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. I'll show you a few more pages. If you would want to make your own stitch journal, I warmly recommend you to check out the link below. I will add a link just below this video with a free workshop showing you exactly how I put my stitch journal together and how you can put yours together too, so that you can bring this along. I call the stitch journal really my in-between project really making a few stitches here and there, perfect thing to bring along when you're out and about, and the bigger ones you maybe keep them at home. All right, thank you so much.